Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Now, we finally finished off the incinerator power plant over here, and I would like to move all of this stuff over here so that we can start burning some stuff for some waste to generate a little bit better, so we can generate some power from it, and also just get a bit more effective, get some more money out of importing waste. Now, what we'll also need to do is this thing is full, so let's quickly sort that out first with something free. I think we've got free dumps, right? There we go, free dumps. Or we can just do, these are pretty minor actually. What's this, 140? Let's start off with a free one. Let's just, and I want to run a little something through here. So let's start off with a free one where, yeah, maybe something like this is okay. Moving from this later on might be a bit of a problem, but for the time being, let's just do this. Let's do that, and at the same time, we can also just do this here. And now we've got 2 vehicles, hazard imports. So if I have a look at hazard imports, so instead of going there, can you now please go here and unload your, and then what we'll do is we'll remove that one and then you can continue on it. So now what they'll do is they'll basically start dropping it off over here, mixed waste there. And what we'll try and do is leave this one alone for a bit of time and see if all of the ash will kind of somehow clear its way out, and we're only stuck with the mixed waste that actually includes the construction waste, so that we can maybe start cleaning those out as well. Now, what we also need to do is provide a little bit of a waste dump kind of facility over here. So what we're using at the moment is something like this. I'm kind of intrigued to see if that'll work. The other option is for us, oh, that's a railway claw, or just this one, which won't actually work. And then these, will they work? Oh, they will actually work. Let's do that, actually, to be honest. Let's do that. I think that might be beneficial. So let's do that as a starting point. So we'll get this built. At the same time, we'll probably want to give it a proper section of road there. So let's assign all of those for construction. So let's get that going. I'm going to keep it all in mind here at the moment. This guy is moving. Yeah, we need to keep an eye on our mixed waste over here. But anyway, that's fertilizer, right? No fertilizer in there just yet. So it's got nothing. Yeah, so this thing is kind of running. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll need to just change that and say, wait until you're loaded. Because, yeah, so coming back, spark here, wait until you're loaded so you don't keep wasting our fuel. That's basically it. So let's get that dump setup running over there. These guys should be able to go and do some stuff here. We don't have any dumpers available, so they must be out over here doing their thing. Oh, the other thing is these don't actually have access to, just have a look where your waste is going. Yeah, no access to waste, so we do need a waste pickup facility here. So let's grab one. The large containers stand for big containers, but the small version. So we could certainly do a little something like that. Or if we were to place it in over here, it would also work. So if I were to do it nice and tight over there, I think that's going to be just fine. I'm going to place that in there. And we might even be able to sort things out a little bit over here, make it a little easier. Let's do that. And then I'm happy to just kind of forget about that. For the time being, forget about that. And just let's just build it with dollars. Because, okay, so now it will generate all of its own things. So what I would like to do is get biological waste, 2 containers of biological waste to be taken here. And if at all possible, I wouldn't mind getting the rest of our little pathways sorted out here. So wanting to do something like that in there. And something like that. And what we'll do is we'll do that with rubles ever so quickly. So now I'm hoping, yes, it's getting it from all of these facilities so we can hopefully get things moving a little quicker and more effectively over here. That's a pretty cool little section here. I wouldn't mind getting us a little bit of a monument of sorts in here. 2.6. It's too much steel, guys. Too much steel. 2.4 at 70 meters. That's the one. Going to do that, and we are going to go ahead and build that with dollars, and I believe that should give us a little bit more government loyalty in this area. Absolutely, government loyalty is working in this area, so hopefully we'll slowly claw up government loyalty over there as well. Excellent. So that's a pretty good one. I want to plan out here a little bit more. I'm a little worried about what's going on over here, so we definitely want to see more exports. The imports, look at that, imports last month, December's imports, I believe it's steel. Let's just have a quick look at last month's imports. A lot in there. Steel, big amounts of steel, 52 tons of steel. I mean, lots of fuel, filling up some of our big issues with fuel. Okay, so that's one of the key things we would like to be doing. Now we can let's fix this. Yeah, we'll use dollars to do this. So sorry about that. I'm going to quickly fix this off with dollars, and then we're going to start dumping everything in here now, and we're going to leave this little section here for the time being. So again, obviously some of those things, we're learning our lessons with some of these things. So let's get that going. Thank you. Okay, so that's good. That'll be fine. Then this guy, come on, give me this guy. This guy is taking the mixed waste to that facility. Okay, so before we get into that too much, let's just grab our technical services area. And what you're going to do now is, in terms of your hazardous waste, you're going to dump it here. No, you cannot. You're going to dump your hazardous waste over there. And your mixed waste, are we going to do it all there? Your mixed waste is going to go in there, right? Is that what we're going to do? Hazardous waste. Yeah, we won't be able to do 2 of them, not at the moment at least. And then we'll see about that. So that's still got a few things. So we'll burn through that at the moment. These guys, let's quickly have a look at this line. So instead of going there, you will now be bringing your hazardous waste directly over this way. And you will unload your hazardous waste, and you will load mixed waste, and then you will be deleting that one and taking it to that dump over there. So there we go. That's a good one. So now we're going to move that around this way. Yeah, okay. I do wonder if we can mix and match here. I don't know if we can do both, but anyway, for the time being, that's kind of what we're doing. So get through our mixed waste here, and then we can buy a few more of these vehicles and run a lot more of this stuff in there. I think that's kind of the plan. So let's just clear out whatever we have in this area. I don't think there's any other related vehicles still running. And over here, do we have any more related vehicles? Yes, this guy is still doing something. Who's this? Termoilski Cinema. Yeah, technical services. So maybe it's just a remnant, a last little remnant there. This guy's going to dump some stuff here. Let's have a look. What is our mix looking like over here? So predominantly ash. So hopefully it'll slowly dissipate. So we'll have to do multiple of these dumps. So let's just make a note of this. I didn't make a note when we did it. So this is going to be 6 tons of waste, of 350. I want to see at the end of the episode, I'm going to come back and have a look at how that looks like and see how much we get rid of that. And then hopefully over time, this will become more and more concentrated construction waste that we can then repurpose for something else. Obviously, with the claw in mind, we'll pick up things a little earlier. Excellent. So there we go. Lennon Technical University has finished the refinery project. So let's move on over there, see what our next piece of the action is. Garbage container is overfilled and health risks are a play. So we might have to have a bit of a look at that. That's very full. I think we may have to build a little something over here. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Steel production is definitely something I want. Fatigue steel materials, not sure what that's going to do for us just yet. Chemistry is something I'm after. Bauxite is not an immediate one for us. Television study, not so much. Airports, not so much. So we definitely want to do some of these other waste pieces, but I think let's move our focus to steel production for now. And what we'll do is we'll up that number a little bit more over here. So we'll get some steel production moving a little bit more. Now, if I have a quick look at these guys aren't going anywhere. These guys are allocating itself over here. So my question is, if I grab this guy, where is this one? So this guy's getting it from pretty much everywhere. So if I were to do something, something like this, really. Actually, I do that, and I do that as a straight line. Will that sort things out? That's a very low number. So are you now going to be able to get it there? Oh, damn it. Not quite. Still not quite there, are you? Kind of makes me wonder if I do that, and I pay for that little section. Will that now give me access to there? Oh, not quite. Yeah, so it's just not going to be there. Okay. All of these are doing their thing. This is just a little bit too far away. These are all working. Yeah, so it's just a little bit too far away, some of these things. So shall I do another one? Yeah, I think I'm going to do another one like that. Let's do that. And we'll quickly build that with dollars there. So hopefully that's going to pick up on some stuff. We don't need hazardous waste here, but we do need biological waste. So let's get a couple of biological waste to go there. Okay, so that should work. Let's speed things up a little bit over here. Our money is looking a little better now. We're seeing a little bit of green there. Have we started seeing anything arrive yet? Not quite. We'll keep an eye on that. No, so no workers at the moment. This guy should be pretty much finished off, right? So nothing else should be happening over here. So let's drop that out. And what we'll do is we'll have like 5 people coming to work in this area. Should be all good in terms of accessibility to walking areas. Yeah, that's not bad at all. It's going to go and work these various areas. And so whatever arrives first will be burnt up for some power. Now, this thing can generate up to 660 megawatts per hour, megawatt hours of power. And so I think keep forgetting how to do this. So it's 660 divided by 60, I believe, gives me 11 megawatts. So this guy should be able to do 11 megawatts. So an 11 megawatt kind of line. What kind of megawatts do we have at the moment? That's 15, that's 13, that's 10. So what we want to do is we want to grab maybe 10 and run 10 to something, like up here maybe. Yeah, our other options are not really happening. So what's running through this at the moment? Let's have a quick look. If we grab our power throughput here, megawatts, this doesn't actually give us a number, does it? Okay, megawatts through here. Forget about it. What's going into this area? So we can really do all of our megawatts, right? If that's only that's only about 2 megawatts, we should be able to generate all of our own power So what is this generating? Well, it's burning it up, but it's not generating anything. Oh, it's not burning it up at all. It's got nowhere to go. Which means we will have to do it. Okay, good. Good to see that. Good to see that. And we've got a bit of mixed waste being dumped over here as well. Excellent. I'm loving that. Construction waste. Really? Construction waste? Doesn't seem right to me that is full of construction waste. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to buy like a 10 megawatt line out of here. Can we get something here? So, yeah, okay, it'll have to do something a little funky like this. And then run... A building is in the way? What building is in the way? Okay, well... Up there. And then what I'll do is I'll have to quickly... break this thing and put a little splitter in here. So if we are going to do... you know what? Medium voltage priority switch is... Oh, not medium voltage. High voltage priority switch is what we're going to... do. Is there anything... So I just like that one, but there's nothing like that, right? So it's all going to be... Yeah, so we can't do bi-directions here. So if we were to do that, so we're then just not going to sell it. We're just going to do the one first and then the other. Okay, so let's flip it around, see what we've got. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run that one up here. We're going to get it in here. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get rid of that guy. Gonna quickly... actually, I have to do that with... let's get rid of that with dollars ever so quickly. We're out of power now. Get out of the way. Perfect. Get out of the way. Get this guy to work here. Okay, so I'll put that in place over there, and we'll give it a little bit of a road connection. And we're gonna immediately start building that one. At the same time, I want to finish off our 10 megawatt line over here and put it in there. And on this guy, I'm putting that one in there and that one in there. Perfect. I think I like all of that. Now, I just want to make sure we're building all of this, please. Get it done. Okay. And then what I want to do is input connection 3. Is high priority, and then input connection 1 is low priority. So what it means is we're going to first use our own power, and then we're going to, there we go, power is being generated. And then once that drops out, right, we're then going to use power from the border. Right, so now we're missing waste, and now it is generating power from the other side. So let's just have a look at that. If we do this, it is continuously showing that. So this is a very good little setup for our priority mixtures there. So it's costing us a little bit of money, but now at least we are burning our waste in such a way that is actually generating us our own power. Right, our own power. It's slowly going down over here. Anyway, that's okay. It means that we at least have some work happening with regards to our own power, and I wouldn't mind getting a couple of extra ones of these guys and just running a few more of them. Now, if we were to go over here and get some extra vehicles, let's quickly grab it. If we went to the dollar vehicle side, do we have anything on the waste truck variety? No, we do not. So we won't have any fancy ones over here. And if we have a look at this, we won't get any... we can't do any waste materials on these Mark E's over here. So we have to get a waste truck, basically. So the best thing we can do is go back in here, go and have a look at the waste truck systems and grab ourselves a couple more of these guys. So it's a little bit pricey for us, but let's grab a couple of them. And what I would like to do is assign them to a line, the hazard imports line. We're going to import hazard material, get paid for it, and at the same time, we are going to electricity problems. We'll have a look at the electricity problems in just a minute. Start. So So why are we seeing electricity problems now? So everything is now getting electricity problems. We shouldn't really have electricity problems. Let's just have a quick look. This guy is burning stuff up. So really it really shouldn't have electricity problems, right? The moment this thing runs out of waste, we should be able to get it from the border straight away. And it should just reduce our reliance on imported power, right? And now we can bring in a little bit more of the hazardous waste, burn a bit more of that out there, and then generate some more power from it. But of course, I'm hoping it's not a big deal that it kind of switches over as frequently as it does. Ooh, what are we dropping out here now? So 462 people complaining about crime. That's not good. So prison upbringing. Okay, unable to enjoy culture. Yes, I'm aware of that. I do need to fix that. Unable to drink alcohol, low government loyalty, unable to practice sports. Oh, actually, that's the one I'm now. And then the church thing. So 12% for one person arriving in prison. That's not a big deal for us. We're starting to see more people with that prison upbringing. So it's a little awkward that we're seeing so much of this. I do wonder if this changes over time. It does, but anyway, so there's an area here. I know at least this area does not actually have access to proper facilities here just yet. So if we can find maybe a sports field of sorts, let's grab it. So a sports field, something smaller, a sports hall. Swimming pool seems to be the best thing for us, to be honest. Yeah. So this area is not great. This will... Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with the swimming pool over there. So let's do that. Get ourselves a swimming pool over there. That should work. And then beyond the swimming pool... This is television. Beyond the swimming pool, we also want a little bit of culture in this area. A house of culture versus a lot. Let's have a look at the house of culture. Yeah, house of culture here is going to look fairly reasonable. So let's do that one over there. And now that unfortunately does not have access to water. So I'm going to trim that back and just move it a little bit so that we get it to a place where it can actually get access to water. Let's move it a little closer, something like that. That will give it access to water, only barely. But let's do that. So that should work as well. Let's grab this pathway, keep it running into that area here. And what we'll do is we'll tie this one in on this side. And then what we'll do is we'll build that for us. And we'll go ahead and build this for us with our dollars. We need to be mindful of our dollars. We're kind of spending a lot of it now. But at least now... it's without a power supply. That's not quite right, is it? It should be accessible, but maybe this thing is it's completely over. It's completely over because these things use a lot of power. Okay, so what can we do? Let's quickly have a look. So our power is currently running up there. We don't have anything that's really balancing it out. That's the other side of power. This guy is, also overloaded, to be honest. So we do need probably another power connection over here somewhere. And if we go up into this area, we do still have one more connection. So we do actually need to be mindful. If we're going to expand this area, we don't have enough power connections just yet. Okay, so I'm thinking what we'll need to do is get ourselves another power substation. I'm just going to grab another power substation in this general area here. Probably this way around. Okay, so we'll do something like that. In the future, we'll have to improve that even further. And then we'll bring... that's high voltage. Let's just get this power line here. Yeah, we're really out of room. So what we could, in fact, do is we could run it straight, but yeah, I'm not a fan. Where are we heading to? Okay, so if we were to try and find something that works over here. Let's do that as a starting point. Then we'll start to run it around the corner here. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll take it down. Really? Can't seem to get it to work, can we? We're really not getting it out of the way properly. It keeps, I think it keeps resetting its level. There we go. So let's do that. Get it a little deeper underground, and then what we'll do is we will kind of try and bring it here somewhere. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll finally just move it in over there. That looks a little weird, but I think that'll work. That's a pretty pricey piece of infrastructure, to be honest, but we'll build it in dollars anyway. And then we will also build this little thing in dollars here. And we do need to bear in mind that we need that to be accessible in case of fire. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. Hopefully that's going to at least solve some of our issues. So building is without power still. Seems to be okay now. Seems to be getting its power now. That's dropped down quite a lot. And that is still a little bit high. And then this should be much better now. Okay, so hopefully our power is not too problematic at this point in time. But it is a little bit awkward to say the least. How much does this have to burn? Not really. It doesn't. We don't have a constant supply of waste to be burning. But at least I'm hoping that ultimately it's reducing our imports a little bit. So we'll do a bit of a check on that in the not too distant future. I'm happy to see that we've got a lot of people over here. Excellent. I'm glad to see that we've got lots of workers available over here. We're still a little bit low in terms of our worker numbers. And how's our happiness doing? It's still tracking down pretty badly, actually. Unable to enjoy culture. Too many people unable to enjoy culture. Who is that? Who does not have access to culture? Let's have a quick look at our cultural enjoyment map. So that's the one. Let's just open that up to see everybody. So over here, you seem to be missing out on culture. But that's really it, isn't it? Everybody else does have access to some form of cultural activities. So where are our cultural facilities? We've got a... Yeah, that's right. We do not have a... Do we not? Do we honestly not have something culture related here? So this is currently without power. Okay, so power is a big issue now, it seems. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we're not going to run power... Was this an issue before? Or is it just an issue because of this? Let's just have a look. If we have a bit of a look at what's going on over here, I'm a little concerned. Does this thing dip down every now and again? Or it works? Why does it... So does this thing run out of power then? So look at that. Yeah, this is not good. This isn't helping us at all. Why is this... Okay, let's just go up here and see what are we doing. in terms of our imports. We should be more than sufficiently importing this stuff. Let's just make sure we import whatever we need over here. Okay, powered. See no blackouts whatsoever. The question is if we're burning some waste. There we go. There's a dip. There's a dip. So I believe it's when this guy runs out. Okay. Okay, so the idea is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just stop this for the time being. Stop generating power. Production has been stopped at this facility. That is fine. So stop that production. And I hope that means that we're going to run power a little bit more consistently to these areas now. Well, that's looking a little bit healthier. That's looking a little bit healthier. So let's leave it there until at least until we solve this problem. So what I would like to do is I would like to see. Excellent. That's good. Keep unloading it. Keep unloading it. We should be able to unload that, quite a few tons of it. And hopefully we'll get a bit more waste coming into this area. Use one-way factory connections. Okay, my bad. So let us use one-way factory connections. Not that I think it's a thing here. We'll use the one-way factory connections. Okay, so we'll unload a little bit more here. And then I think our happiness will... Wow, look at that. It's still dropping like crazy. But interestingly enough, starving? Lack of meat? Okay, what's going on here? Food is available. Everybody can get to it. And just make sure everybody can, absolutely everybody can walk to it. Right? Absolutely everybody can. So you should have food, you should have meat. It's not a problem. You've got everything you need. Maybe it, okay, we'll give it a tick or two in terms of our times and just see that this is sorting itself out. But really, it should be absolutely fine. What did you drop off there? A little bit of meat, I think. Probably. You should be absolutely fine. There's a traffic jam. Someone has to be stuck somewhere. Yeah, actually, that's okay. I don't mind that at all. That's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. No problem with that. Okay, clear all of these things. Let's have a look at our steel is done. What's happening over here? That's still underway. I think our happiness will resolve itself. Let's tick it over to February. And then see what our latest piece looks like. So now, beautiful. It's looking a lot better. Yeah, it's looking better. Though crime is becoming much more of an issue. So where are we seeing crime problems? Do we need to build a police station over here? I don't really want to build a police station over here, but let's see about building a small police station in this area as well. It is becoming a little bit of a challenge now to deal with these things. So if we wanted to have a small police station, that's okay. So let's grab ourselves a small police station. Right there. I'm going to build it. I'm going to pay for it with dollars. So we should be getting workers in place. And what we'll do is we will procure ourselves a couple of police vehicles. 2 police vehicles. Actually, we could have... Oh, no. There's no Western police vehicles to be had. So we'll get ourselves a couple of police vehicles and then we'll get some staff at when the next bus arrives. We'll get some staff and that should be fine. Yeah, here we go. Tons of staff. So hopefully we will now be responding to police issues in this area. Yeah, I think that will cover off all of these other areas that may have had crime issues. Hopefully that does the trick. We are looking good here. We are looking very good here. And to be honest, we may want to invest in better export vehicles. So what kind of vehicles do we have over here? These guys are worth what exactly? If we were to sell them, what? We will have to pay to sell them? Oh, man. Okay. I would like the bigger vehicles at the moment because these vehicles carry about 6.5 tons of food, where if we have a look at where do we have big, yeah, these will do an extra 2 tons, I believe. Yeah, it'll do at least an extra 2 tons, I think. If I were to buy, hang on, let's come over here and say, if we were to buy more of the Max, right, the covered ones. Oh, actually, yeah, it's about 2 extra tons of food. So definitely something that I'm quite intrigued in, and that we maybe swap them out. So we'll keep a little bit of an eye on that. Any cases being investigated here? Not really. Hopefully we will see that soon. I would like to see a lot more waste being dropped off here before we switch that back on again. I'm hoping we can then run a pretty constant stream of stuff. And maybe the answer to our problems here is to buy another vehicle over there and see if that does the trick for us. We are hemorrhaging money at the moment. Even look at our exports are pretty high, but we're struggling to get it through to the other side. So let's have a quick look. Let's go back to our last month's exports, right? So exports was good. Lots of clothing. We could probably do more food and more alcohol, to be honest, but lots of clothing at least. So that's a very good start for us. Now, the next point is if we go back and we look at our imports, so 34,000, lots of fuel imports. So really, that's the next thing for us to have a look at, make sure that we can kind of solve that issue there. So that's the plan. Over here, now we should have access to proper fuel pieces here. So now we can do the fuel refinery. It is going to be quite expensive to build, though. So if I were to say we're going to build with dollars, what does that fuel refinery cost? Wow, that is enormously expensive. Enormously expensive. But I think it is very important for us to actually deal with that. So let's switch that back off again. And we'll have a bit of a look at how we could potentially make these guys work together here. So I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, I think so. I think something... I don't want to build... Okay, so let's just have a quick look. Let's open up. Let's open this up. Let's get a little bit of room and let's have a look at this. So really, if we do it in this area here, we should be pretty safe, and there's still plenty of fields over there that we can hook into this as a starting point, and then we can move on to that area and pipe it all in. But I think if we can just get this section up and running. So if I were to place it there, let's have a look at these guys. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. That spot is not bad at all. Now, we do have to bear in mind how we do our connections here. So what I'm thinking of, and this area may or may not have access to... If we do something like that, for instance, we tie this one in there. That's okay. That's kind of the idea. But, okay. Now what we will do is we will trim that out, and we'll build ourselves a bus station somewhere over here. Okay, so if we were to do then something like this, we should have workers get here, and we can also do a fire station in this area, because I think that'll be important. If we were to run, if we were to run the rail, we'll probably run it on this side, and that's okay then, that it has all of that on the other side. So that's kind of the idea. Now, in order to see what we're going to do with with oil. Let's close this one off. We don't need too many oil rigs at the moment, but I wouldn't mind a reasonable amount of storage at least. So 750 tons. Yeah, 250. I'm kind of keen to do something like this, right? Get ourselves a reasonable oil storage there. Okay, so that's our starting point. So let's place that one in there. We'll see about how we connect that up. And then on this side, maybe we don't need them as big, but maybe we'll just trim them down a little bit in terms of size. And we need 2 of them basically over here. Let's just do that. We'll do 1 here and 1 there. And obviously we know we've got an issue with power here. We don't have any power in this area. So let's have a quick look at our piping systems. Well, we can actually keep the game running. Hopefully our money will actually come in. So piping systems, not water pipes, but the other liquid pipes. So we should be able to do this. So let's see about, well, we don't need these to be underground. So we'll do something like that. That's probably going to be fine. This side we'll do a little bit more, okay? And then what we'll need to do is bring in some okay, so we'll make a start with just a standard road like that. Tie that one in there, and we'll tie this one in here, and we'll have to get a distribution office here as well. So that's kind of the idea. So now that'll start working. What we will also need to do is get a bit of a pumping facility going. So we would like 3 into 1. Actually, I think, can we do better? Let's quickly go in the modded area for pumping stations. Let's make sure to get some of these working. What stopped production? Yeah, I know, I've switched you off. I need to warn me of something I've actually switched off. Okay, now let's say if we have a look at our pumping facilities. So these guys, for instance, yeah, they've got a little bit more capacity is what I'm after. That's really the thing for me here. Because then we can actually pump off from another area as well. So let's do... actually, let's flip it around. That's it. That's the one. So if we were to do that... Oh, this one didn't actually do its thing. Do your thing there. What we will do is we'll give you a little bit of a gravel road to run in over here. Tie you up. Tie you up. There we go. And over there, gravel for all of them. And because we barely will do any kind of movement there. And then this one will be an underground connection. If we have a look at that, and we tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Just make it a little bit more realistic. So that will give us. Oh, and we still need to do this section. So what I would like to do is just tie this one in over here. Okay, so that will hopefully give us everything we need to start our own fuel generation. It's gonna be hell of a pricey to get all of this built. And we also need a little bit of power in this area. So what does our power infrastructure look like at the moment? So if we wanted to do some power stuff, we can at least do a little bit more power stuff over here. So let's continue to run some power stuff alongside the road here. We'll come up to about there, and then we need to get ourselves yet another one of these guys. I'll flip it around to the other side. this time. So something like that. There's a traffic jam, so let's pause it for a second while we quickly have a look at what that means. Yeah, it's the same traffic jam that we know and love. Means that everything is working and we're not overextended. So what I'll do is I will kind of run it in there. That's good. And then we can continue it from there, or what we can also, of course, do is get ourselves a little bit of a power transformer somewhere. Which I'm thinking might reasonably go, yeah, just something like this, to be honest. Okay, so if we were to do that, give ourselves another piece of infrastructure here. Let's just do a 10 megawatt like that. Limit the amounts that we're, the kind of the distances we're trying to cover here. We'll do that. We'll have to run this one in there as well. So all of that should now give us a little bit of power. And now all we need to do is make sure that everything is connected with a little bit of a substation. Let's grab our substations. And if we were to place it out to the very end, yeah, so we could probably do multiples. Oh, we don't have water out here. This one will be complaining about lack of water as well. So, my goodness. Oh, those do need power as well. Okay, well then what we're going to do is we're going to do two of them. So we'll effectively place one of them here. And then we'll place one of them over there. And what we'll do, we'll have to run some of them up there. So what I'll do is I'll do one from here and one from there. So grab me the underground connections. How does that look? Not opposed to that. And what we'll do is we'll run that one up there. There we go. So now we should have all of this powered also. Okay. So that's kind of the plan. It's going to be pretty costly for us to do this. I'm hoping it's not going to be insurmountably expensive. Let's get that going. That'll give us some power. Very pricey. Very, very, very pricey. Research program has finished. Steel production. We're nowhere near being able to do that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, they're pumping at least. Oh, beautiful. Store this item. Oil is being pumped in. We should be able to hold on to our dollars. With our bus stations there, we'll buy a few buses and we'll run some buses into this area as well. That's going to be the plan. Come on. It's only 50% through. Okay, so let's park it there for just a minute and let's buy a few buses, which we can then also run around this way. Happiness is going up at least, or marginally going up. How is our... What is it looking like over here? So this is full. And is this dissipating? At a very slow pace, at a very slow rate. But now this has got a fair bit in there. So what I'll decide to do is let's get 5 workers in there and let's see if that will work for us about generating our own power on this side. Presumably, if we could just run the power there by itself, it might be a little bit better. We need a few vehicles. Let's just get this thing built first, because we need a few buses to run workers up here. We don't need this thing to run super effectively. So I'm thinking 2 to 4 buses might be a good starting point for us. We'll have a few $100,000 left, I think. $250 maybe. Jeez, this is pricey. But I think this is going to be a massive benefit to our area. Because that'll mean we can export stuff, reduce our imports. Okay, beautiful. 300,000 left there. Okay, So now that's up and running. This thing does not have drinking water. So we do need to bear in mind that we don't have any drinking water over here. Now, one of our key issues is what kind of level of drinking water does this facility actually need? Oh, drinking water. Yeah. Okay, fine. Drinking water is drinking water. So it needs proper drinking water. What I'm thinking is we need technical services to load up on water somewhere in this area. But before we get to that, I'm going to not worry about the drinking water too much just yet. So we can buy buses for rubles, which we have very limited amounts of, or we could buy these buses that are a little bit bigger. But I'm thinking let's buy 2 of them. Buy 2 of them, and we set up a route whereby you start there, you go here, you're going to load up on workers, please. And then you're going to drop them off over there. You're going to unload your workers in that location, and they'll go and work the facility, right? So that's kind of the idea. And that's it. So this line is going to be named. Yeah, that's fine. That's going to be a pretty nice little loop there. So this is going to be named Termoilski Oil Workers. Termoilski Oil Workers. Here we go. We'll save that one. We'll save it there, and we'll say make a start. We'll also copy that and get it to the other one, and we'll make a start over there as well. Okay, so hopefully that's going to be fairly meaningful for us, and we'll start seeing some workers come in here. What I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to drop this to like 50. Oh, actually, let's just make it at 100 workers. We don't want any more than that, I would say. We need to sort out our drinking water situation, and so hopefully we'll get that covered as well. Have we built all of the roads over here? Yeah, we've kind of built all of our gravel roads. We may be able to do a little bit more, so let's get a few more gravel roads built up here. Okay, so we'll get our construction crews to come and build these gravel roads for us. What we would like to see is a bus loading up on people. And that guy is not... Why would it come here first? Okay, now this guy is coming in to pick up some workers. Ah, beautiful. It'll get a round of workers. We're going to start having some issues with our workers. Definitely going to have a bit of an issue there. What kind of colors can we put on this? Oh, that's a nice looking color. Oh, I like it. Oh, it's beautiful. I want the blue on the buses for the oil workers. So let's get the oil workers, get a bit of a blue bus there. There we go. Do your thing. Where are you heading to now? All the way up here instead of up there? That's interesting. Anyway, you're a quick bus, so let's see how that goes. Beautiful. So now we'll start generating our own fuel. We still need to get a few vehicles in here to be able to move these things. So as soon as we get that going, let's just say you're going to store bitumen, and you are going to store fuel. We have 1 fuel, 1 bitumen. Building is without drinking water. That's okay. I kind of get that. This is filling up quite nicely. Road connection is required for fire trucks. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's make sure to have a look at that. And at the same time, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I'm going to use dollars for it at the moment. Okay, so now it's got its access point there. That's okay. Now, fire. If I look at our fire station over here, are you getting all the way up there? You are not. So we will need to do a fire station. I'm going to do that right now, because if I forget, we're going to be very sorry about that. I'll just do a small fire station with like 3 spots, right? Yeah, let's just get a small one right across there. It's going to be good. And we're going to say, build that for us. Thank you. And we will buy us. Need to just buy these guys. On 2 of them. They're pretty pricey, to be honest. And what I would like to do is make sure we're not going to do like crazy amounts of workers in the fire station. Okay, so here comes our first bus with some workers on it, 57 workers. So we will see our own fuel production now. Jeez, too many in the fire station. And are we doing anything? No power supply? Why? What's the issue? Why do you not have power? You have access. So what's going on? That's a bit of a bummer. What's the issue here? Oh, it's working. It's working now, is it? Yeah, it's working. Barely. Why are we missing power? What is our power issue? Are we running way more power in here than we should be? Is this thing... Why is this thing causing us so much pain? Oh, you know what? It's this. It's this thing yet again. We've burned through all of it. Okay, switch that back off. This thing, this whole setup here just doesn't feel like it's actually working, to be honest. Now it should be running, no problems. There we go. Running, no problems. You're still seeing some electricity problems, though I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're over that. It is painful that the moment that runs out of power, it somehow doesn't actually do the priority thing. So anyway, so keep throwing that in. It's painful that everything we try to do is running us into problems. We are at low productivity because of the fact that we don't have drinking water, which is something we'll sort out in the next episode. I just want us to set up one more thing over here, and that is proper fuel distribution and export. So let's get a couple of distribution facilities in place. No, I'm thinking you need the big guys. So if we were to say we're going to use dollars, it's pretty pricey to build these things, though. Let's have a quick look at what our loan situation is looking like. Oh, man. We still owe a bit too much, to be honest, to be able to get into a reasonable position. Actually, we can borrow more money and just consolidate it a little bit later. That's okay. Let's just do that then. So these are, well, probably about right. And if we were to say with the rubles, wow, it's way better to do it with rubles, isn't it? Okay, so what I think we do is let's work out another loan. Need to do that. Let's quickly have a look at the loan situation. So I would like a 5-year loan for the max I can get. Maximum amount you can borrow now is 1.4. So this will say no, you cannot. So I would like to go 1.410. We will go and borrow that. We will go in here and we would pay off 420. 131. We'll return that. Thank you. So now that will at least clear out one of them. But yeah, that is getting a little bit too much now in terms of the money. But that one will be removed. Now we need to just keep an eye on that. So production is stopping over there. So that gives us a little bit more money to deal with. So now let's get a few distribution offices in here. I'm going to build a little bit more. I want to do at least one big one and then one smaller one maybe. So if we were to do one big one, I don't think we actually need power here. But what we'll do is we'll build one there, and then maybe one smaller one for the exports piece. If I flip that around, I think that's going to look a little bit more natural. Excellent. Okay, so let's start off with that. And what I'll do is I'll pull you together there and there. And now all of that should be built. We'll see about what kind of vehicles we procure. I just want to get this up and running. Another research program is finished. We'll get some research programs running in just a minute. That's starting to look pretty good. Now, this is going to be oil fuel distribution. This is going to be local fuel distribution. And this is going to be fuel exports. Fuel exports. Do that. We'll put, we'll not rename it, but we'll put a name on it. Call this one exports. And call this one, not that one. Oh. Local distribution. Oh, actually, I did it the other way around. Okay, local fuel distribution. Well, let's just say local distribution instead of fuel, so that it's a little bigger. That's good. And then we'll just call it local fuel distribution. It actually needs to be termed Termolsky distribution. That's fine. Let's do that. Now, we will need some vehicles in these kind of situations. If I have a quick look at these, I do like these guys, but they're pretty pricey at the moment for us. So, and I've got a little bit better. So if we go here instead and we look at the cisterns, oil tankers. It's 11 tons. 11 tons is not bad, but 70 kilometers an hour is not great. That's a little quicker, but still 11 tons is a better 80 and 9, 70 and 11. Yeah, so that might be pretty good, but I think these are ultimately better. Well, actually, those are so cost effective. Cost effective, I tell you. For distribution, this might be a little bit better, actually. So let's grab a couple of them. Know which ones. 80 kilometers an hour, 90 kilometers an hour. That's actually pretty good. No, we need bigger. We need bigger. Bigger is the way to go. So I'm just going to go with these guys. 70 kilometers an hour is not that much different. I'm just going to go with these guys. They are double the price, though. They carry double. Okay, let's give me 1, 2, 3 of them. We'll grab that, and we can move some of the others around. And over here, what I will do is I'll get the biggest guys, these guys. I'll do 1, 2 of them over here, because that's going to be the export route. Can we change its color? Let's change their colors. They're going to be... the red ones. Yeah, I like the red one. The red one with the black stripe. There we go. So that's our fuel export. So now, you come over here. Sorry, let me just call this the fuel storage. Fuel store. And this one will be the bitumen store. Okay, let's name them. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. You're picking up at the fuel store once it's beyond 10%, and you are running to the border. Okay? And you are exporting whatever you can. You are also picking up bitumen beyond 10%, and you are running to the border with that export. So that's our exports, right? You, on the other hand, you're going to pick up here and there as limited as when... doesn't really matter. And what you're going to start doing is you're going to do there, and this one over here, and you're going to do these facilities over here, that one, and do we have another? We want bitumen to be dropped off there. Okay, good stuff. So that will give us our own local distribution, so these guys should stop importing that at least. Did I miss any other fuel stations is my question. I don't think I had many. Oh, I have one more. There's one more along the line here, so we'll give that as a bit of fuel as well. And then hopefully that gets us to proper distribution. But is that still the only one in this area? Anything over here? Is there? Oh, there we go. Another one over there. Perfect. So let's get all of those filled up. So our distribution is now going to start running from here. So hopefully these guys will start moving around pretty quickly. Doesn't have to, you don't have to wait for anything. And then these, I'll just quickly set them. So if we're talking about imports towards our fuel stations, so basically saying you're taking it to the fuel station when it drops to, say, below 20%. So I'm just taking these down to 20%. And the others I'll move to a little bit of a bigger number. Bus end station. Okay, well, I can certainly do that. That's okay. You can still do this one. Gas station free, 20%. There's plenty of gas stations. I'll have to double check that I'm picking up all of them. And then I'm going to come in over here to the distribution and say, well, instead of that, just take me up to 60%, please. Make that 50. And then up to 60%. Okay, let's have a quick look. Anything here? So the end station is not being picked up there yet. You're getting fuel? No, you're not. It's the fertilizer piece. Let's just try that one more look over there. So sorry, this episode is going on a little bit longer. Just want to make sure I'm picking up on all of the various places that it is unloading stuff. Seems to be reasonable. Okay, so the other one that I'm going to add, then I'm just going to add the end station as well. Because that will be better for our buses if we do the end station there. Let's get the end station up to 60%. So I'm hoping that if I play the game now, these guys should start running pretty quickly. Yes, no, maybe. How's this doing? Without drinking water. I will sort this out, get this a little bit better. Ah, there we go. You are doing a fuel delivery. Excellent. Beautiful. So that's good. I like that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Now that we've got our fuel up and running, I'm hoping we can sort out our cash situation. If we start exporting bitumen, that's going to be bitumen and fuel, and stop importing those products. I think that is going to be a bit of a game changer for us. I'm a little concerned about how poorly this whole setup actually works. So we'll have to have a little bit of another look at this, or maybe even a separate line for at least, or maybe we just power these areas instead, and we're going to cut off that, and we just power what we have over here. If we cut that off though, yeah, so we'll have to have a bit of a look. It seems like the whole priority switch thing doesn't work that well. If I'm using it wrong, output connection, just make that a high priority output connection. If I'm using it wrong, please tell me. I would love to. Oh, hang on. These are input connections there. Yeah. High priority output connection. If I'm using it wrong, please let me know in the comments down below, because it is a bit frustrating that it takes such a problem for it to switch over from the one to the other one. Okay, excellent. I will see you in the next episode. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Bye-bye.